Hi there, in this video, I'm going to share with you how to create powerful customer persona to multiply your sales. If you are an entrepreneur, if you're a business owner or a professional who wants to write powerful sales copy or want to connect with your customer on social media through powerful sales messages that deeply connect with your prospects, audience, and customers, then this video is for you. Hi, my name is Rajat Chawla. I'm Asia's first certified customer experience professional on a mission to help businesses accelerate by delivering great customer experience. So let's get started. Let us talk about creating a powerful customer persona. I'm also going to use an interesting word called as customer avatar. Yes, customer avatar with its own unique embodiment of personality, identity, aspirations, and desires. Defining your customer avatar can be one of the most powerful ways for you to attract right kind of customers who like to work with you, who like to do business with you, who like to hear you what you have to offer and create deeper engagement. So after you've done that, defining your customer avatar and its attributes, you should also be able to identify their hot buttons. And I'm going to talk more about that in a moment. Once you have those hot buttons, clarity about that, obviously you're going to connect with them at a much deeper level. And then if you bring your expertise and passion to serve them by that understanding, by talking to them and connecting at the level of their needs and aspiration by understanding their avatar, you're going to have a way better engagement and traction and outcomes, right? So basically what you need to do is connect with their hero's journey. I'm not sure if you've heard this term. Hero's journey is a very popular term used when it comes to storytelling. And hero's journey shows how ordinary person rises to overcome adversity and defeat, and with some help sometimes can impact the world like a hero. So it's like somebody rising from nowhere to becoming someone who has a huge impact. In fact, most of the superhero movies can be represented like a hero's journey. In fact, most of the movies, they start from somewhere. A person is probably happy in their space, then suddenly sees an adversity and then rises to an occasion, gets some help and overcome the adversity. Typical hero's journey. And every hero or aspirational hero have their own emotions, aspirations, and challenges. So you use this approach of identifying and creating a hero's journey to define your unique customer avatar. So for example, earlier, when I was not using this approach, I used to have a very generic identification of my target audience or target market. I would, for example, say that my target audience are working professionals or sometimes founders of the companies. And that would be too broad and that would not cut the ice, and I would really find it difficult to get traction with the focused set of people whom I am better placed to serve, because it was difficult for me to establish their unique motivations depending on their unique customer avatar. Then I started to make it more specific. So for example, I would say my audience are customer experience professionals who are passionate about customer service and wants to grow with customer-centric knowledge and practices. Now that is more specific. Similarly, if I talk about working with founders, I like to work with professionals, with business founders who are more customer focused and are passionate about delivering a differentiated experience, right? So that is more specific. Now that's narrow focus and that creates much more traction. And also, I have the expertise and passion to serve such kind of a people. I get a lot of energy. So you also need to look at it. If you're passionate, if you're driven, and have the expertise, knowledge, and passion to serve these kind of people. Are you with me? So moving forward, telling my avatar story, when I was able to understand story of my unique avatar, my connections with them grew much deeper. I could communicate with them at the same wavelength. And that grew my sales, that grew my credibility. I started to attract more of these kind of people, and there was a win-win, right? So you need to look at that. And in a moment, I'm going to share with you a sample story which you can follow and emulate to create your own customer avatar that could make a huge difference. So do you want me to share that? Okay, so let's get started. It's a simple framework that I'm going to share with you. Actually, I'm going to call my customer avatar as Appu. Yes, Appu is a hardworking entrepreneur who wants to make his company successful. He urgently wants to grow sales and attract more customers. Now, when I'm relating this story with you, just see I'm building a character about this whole persona. And that is what I would like you to do when you think about your customer persona and customer avatar. All right, so he urgently wants to grow sales and attract more customers. Ultimately, Appu wants financial freedom so that he can do what he loves. So now we are uncovering a little bit of underneath desires, freedom, right? Right now, Appu would be super delighted if he could create consistent system of getting new customers every day, right? So that's something which he wants right now, if you see the sense of urgency. Further, but he still needs to figure out how to grow sales immediately. Now that's his right now stumbling block. And if he still needs to figure out what to do next, still thinking, what can I really do? There are so many possible options. What do I do right now, right? He also wants to ensure his business quickly come out of the initial phase of struggle. So he's feeling that struggle and moves into growth phase. So look at his need, his desperation, his challenge is coming in the form of a story. Now moving forward, Appu is also nervous right now, thinking whether his business idea is even feasible, workable, right? An entrepreneur can actually think that. So look at it. It further creates more detailing about his condition, about your customer avatar, in this case, in this story about Appu. He also seems to be thinking that it requires different fortune to succeed in his kind of business. So he's even doubting whether he's actually be lucky enough to make it in this business. Possible? Right? So you're getting some more in-depth understanding of Appu's persona. So Appu wants to be an owner of growing company with good cash flow so that he can have the life of ease, adventure, and luxury which others admire. So if you see the underlying drivers, the Maslow's hierarchy, when you move up from the basics, at the top you want to self-actualize. You want to do something bigger, right? So that's what is about Appu's story. Now, how do you use that? If you have listened to this story, if you've watched it, you would notice there are certain hot buttons. Now, when you're writing your sales copy, when you're creating your sales messaging and story, you need to bring all this together in some way, some elements in some message, some element in some message. But each time if you bring many of these messages, Appu is going to make a notice, right? So right now, when I know this story, I know Appu's hot button. I can get him into my world. Of course, I can explain him in such a way that he want to buy from me, right? It may come with a little bit of practice, and more, if you practice creating such stories about your potential prospects and create a nice customer avatar, you can have a nice engagement with them. Do you agree? So this really opens up a sales opportunity for me, isn't it? Where I can actually create a different kind of engagement. If you look at Appu's story, and identify certain gaps that were there clearly in Apu's story. His desperation to get customers rolling in, his desperation to move out of this struggle phase, his higher aspiration to get that freedom and live a life of luxury and adventure, right? So all that is how powerful. For example, I can offer him a magnetic business system to get consistent flow of new customers every day without burning money in ads, right? So if you look at it, I'm taking care of some of his expenses, at the same time giving him something powerful. If you could feel that, type in the comment box, powerful, right? So what will happen to Apu? So that Apu can quickly fulfill his dream life of luxury and adventure, and which others are going to admire. Powerful. So this is something which is, if you use it wisely, of course you should have the competence, the commitment, and the passion to serve a client like Apu. That goes without saying. This is going to be magical and very powerful, but if you don't use it right, then you're going to impact your credibility as well. So if you have a great product, great service, passion to serve, and commitment, then this tool is going to come like magic. Do you agree with me? Type it in the chat box, magic. So here is a challenge that I would like to take away from this video. The challenge is this: think of your existing customer prospects, 3 prospects that you can think of with whom you want to connect at a deeper level. Do some research about them. You may want to look at their website, you may want to look at their profile on LinkedIn, on Facebook, and try and understand what's going on. Look at their activity on the social media. If you spend like 15-20 minutes just doing that and make some sharp notes, you will have all that you need to get started. And then you write their hero's journey. What is their story of struggle? Sometimes you may not be spot on because you're not talking to them, but still there's so much of wealth of information available for them. And if you have ever spoken to them, you may even know more. And somewhere just anticipate if you do not have enough information on any of the platforms. Then list down their hot buttons. What are their aspirations? What is it that they badly want? What is it that they want right now? What is it that they want in the long term? What are their dreams and higher level of needs and aspirations? And think of your service and features that can help them take away those pains and struggles. And then write your copy of connecting their needs, what you are going to offer to them, and how it's going to take away, right? It may have certain initial iterations, but if you have got one copy right, then you will have the next iterations even more powerful, and deeper connect every time you speak out, share your sales message or sales copy. Are you ready to do that? I would like you to do that. Do it for 3 prospects. Create your customer avatar. Write down their hero's journey. Identify their hot buttons and write a sales copy with the features that will solve those challenges and problems for your customer, right? And share once you have done your experience. Looking forward to hear from you. If you like this, you're welcome to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, if you're interested, I'll share the link below. If you see that and you want to learn more, join my next masterclass, and I'm going to be happy to serve you there. Thank you for watching. See you again soon.